A group of artists from the Virgin Islands rallied in defense of BVI night event at the USVI Carnival lineup on April 27th on St. Thomas amid controversy. VI Showtime, Lashing Dogs and Final Face bands along with 3 local artists were expected to represent this territory at the BVI night event, but the lineup changed when the Virgin Islands Festival and Fairs Committee decided instead to send 4 bands to represent the territory. 1 other band was later added, taking the total to 5. The controversy emerged after USVI Customs and Border Protection denied entry to members of the band Vibe and 1 member from the band Extreme, citing violations of U.S. immigration regulations. The other bands, Lashing Dogs, Final Phase, and VI Showtime, were not denied access to the USVI, as was reported in some circles. This led to the VI Festival and Fairs Committee's decision to cancel the BVI night event, claiming that all the BVI bands were denied entry into the USVI. The decision created disarray in both the BVI and the USVI. One of the artists, Mary Mark, lead vocalist for the Final Phase band, expressed respect for the divergent views about BVI artists attending the event and says they chose to honor the commitment given to the USVI Carnival Committee in January this year.
Back in January, when we completed the Beres Hammond show, we were called within 2 days after that show by the St. Thomas Carnival Committee. We were asked to come. They really enjoyed what they saw, and they booked us to come down on Sunday, which is the same Sunday we went. After the Festival and Fairs Committee decided to cancel the event, we just simply went back to Plan A. We were not in any means trying to circumvent the decision of the Carnival, the Festival and Fairs Committee or the ministry. That is not our intention. We were already called, so we called the promoter and came to realize that there was no longer going to be any entertainment. They had a blank night. We decided to go, and it was pro bono. There's no money involved. The waivers were already in place, and we considered it an honor to still represent the BVI by making our presence felt. Had we not gone, it could have been misinterpreted.
Mary Mark says the USVI community was very hospitable to the BVI artists at every leg of their trip.
We all traveled together, Showtime, Jerky from Extreme, and Final Phase. And when we got there, we all went through. And when we got to immigration, we were welcomed. They made it as easy as possible. Our names were in the system. They welcomed us. We went to customs. It's as though they were trying their best to facilitate us. As soon as we came out to the taxi stand, taxi people were waiting, and they said they were so happy. They were looking to make sure we came out. People bought CDs from me on the spot, right out of immigration. From the time we started, every time we stopped, people were clapping as though it was an entertaining performance, a sit-down thing. This was not a regular Carnival Village, Festival Village gig. I was shocked to see people clapping every time we stopped, and I went out of my way to thank everyone that had facilitated our attendance. My biggest surprise was that people were coming to the stage, trying to shake our hands, singing along, dancing. And when we closed the set after 2 hours, the MC called us back for an encore. And we were stumped by it. Yeah, my musical director, Youngblood Marcus, it took him off guard. It took us a couple minutes to compose ourselves, and the encore went really well. I will note that we dressed in our BVI colors. We all wore red, white, and blue. So we went full repping BVI. It's amazing that Showtime also put on their t-shirts, I rep BVI.
The BVI night event was conceptualized by Director of Tourism Sharon Flax Mars and embraced by the USVI Carnival Committee as part of a negotiated agreement to promote the BVI tourism product at the Carnival Village while fostering closer ties between the 2 Virgin Islands. Despite the controversial reaction to the event, a promotional video featuring BVI was shown at 15-minute intervals throughout the 9 nights of the event. The matter of access for BVI artists seeking to perform in the USVI was already listed among the issues to be discussed during the BVI-USVI Intergovernmental Council meeting, which is scheduled to take place on May 8th.